Okay, similar to GTII, CRTD may be finding its bottom soon, but I would really like to go over all of the potentials right here, you guys. What is up? Thank you so much for stopping by. Once again, this is ARCa coming at you with a CRTD technicals and raw price action thread of analysis on this Thursday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's go ahead and dive right into the charts. Okay, so guys, we are looking at CRTD on the 5-day chart here. Okay, so the reason why I'm looking at it on this chart is because I want to show you the correlation or what's happening between the broader markets and CRTD. Go ahead and look at this orange line as it represents the SPY price movement. Okay, so I mean, it looks like we're following it pretty much to the T, and we're feeling that same pressure that the broader markets are facing as well. Okay, so I actually I'm wondering if this is all in the pressure that for the FOMC minutes that I think it actually came out yesterday. I'm not exactly sure when it was, but I'm wondering if this was the pressure implied by that. Right, so I just want to let you know that it's not particular to CRTD or not particular to anything else other than broader market pressures. I understand that there could be some fundamental catalyst or whatever, right? But also the broader markets are showing weakness in this case, and it looks like CRTD is kind of in sympathy to the broader markets. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on the analysis, as there are a few things I would like to touch bases on. Okay, so actually going back to that chart, let me just go ahead and get rid of the SPY here and show you that this is that broadening wedge that we've been looking at. And if we were to imply that this continuation to the downside is still happening, then the bottom side may actually be found fairly soon. And that's actually in respects to the newly converted resistance of the broadening descending wedge into a support, which would then tell us that that target should be right at about 2782. Okay, or let me see, yeah, just about 2782. So there is a very important, that target that I'm talking about is incredibly important. And the reason why I tell you this is not only because the asset requires another test of this newly converted resistance into support before a continuation onto the upside. It's not only because of that, but it's also because of the following. Let's go ahead and continue the analysis here. Okay, so it's going to land in this chart right here. So 2782, I think I just told you, right? So go ahead and notice that in inverse fib, going to the downside, we have 2777 right at the 2.272, which is usually a target that we tend to touch. And I mean, not to mention the fact that it's already getting very close to the 2.618 golden mean. So it gives it high probability that we can find ourselves bouncing from this area. Another thing is to kind of keep in mind here on the daily chart is this right over here. Please go ahead and just take a look at what this candle has here. Okay, so the high of this candle, you can see the H right up here. You can see that it's 2780. So it's also direct correlation here to the 5-day candle, which is right over here. With the high of this candle on the 5-day, that's 2780. So again, you can see them right up here. So, and the cool thing is that when you line that 2780 target, you can actually let me just go ahead and try to get as close as I can. It's very difficult to do it when you're on the 5-day, right? So 2782, right at the top of this candle here, you can actually see that we recently started this 5-day candle iteration, and you can see that coming right down. It lines up right with that broadening descending wedge support. So this is, I mean, that's not bad whatsoever, you guys. So let's go ahead and see the SMAs or EMAs or something. Let's just see if there's anything around that area there. Okay, so particular to the 5-day chart, nothing. But let's go ahead and just kind of bring our view down to the daily or even the 8-hour to see if there's anything below us like that. Okay, so every moving average is still above us in several time frames, which could actually mean that this is still suggesting the downside continuation, and it is more than likely that we can actually touch this target here before a bounce. So let's continue on the analysis here. Okay, so yeah, you're looking at about the 2.272 at 2777, and also 2545 would be the secondary target in respects to literally the combination of this area here. I do have to express the dangers of being in this zone here in general. The reason why I'm saying that is because there is capitulation here and there was just like massive upside here. So meaning that there's not really a lot of area to find support other than geometrical targets and, two candles. So we are in a bit of a precarious situation here, but I mean, know that there is a lot of rhyming in formation analysis alongside geometrics. So we could actually find a saving grace between this target here. All right, so let's go ahead and validate what could be happening here. Okay, so 30-minute immediate short-term time frame looks like it's finding a bounce from that 14-day simple, represented by that pink line, right? So then we could actually make a move to the upside here in the immediate short term. Same situation happening on the bi-hourly. We actually do have some upside suggestion here. Very possible we can find some resistance similar to these 3 iterations right over here, right? So these are short-term upsides even still. The 8-hour time frame is still suggesting some downside, and so is the 12-hour, but the pivots are not so violent, which is kind of why I'm thinking that the floor may be found soon, right? So yes, the price action is still bearish and it's still suggesting downside, right? But it's not so violent anymore. As soon as you start jumping into the as soon as you start jumping into the 5-day, you can actually see that there's a balance happening and potential consolidation happening at that 5-day RSI, right? Which would essentially mean that upon reaching these targets here, we can actually fail it just a little bit, come right back up, and then start to validate this, on a sideways motion, right? Staying literally between the geometric targets that we were talking about right over here. We can literally stay between the areas of about 2546 and 2777. And before continuing on to the upside, remember the dangers of being in this zone, though, okay? This is the reason why I had my previous supply zone drawn down here. I'm not saying we're going down there. I'm saying that there's a lot of rhyming in this area in particular. Okay, so that's essentially what I'm looking at for CRTD. Guys, please remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy or sell any assets whatsoever, okay? I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be just fine, okay? Please refer to the links in the description below if you would like to join the Discord and or follow me on Twitter. Now, with that said, I wish you well, a very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.